playing at least one game for each character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's the challenge I set myself at the tail end of last year. I've been streaming my progress on Twitch, and now I've decided to start documenting this journey on YouTube as well. We started this challenge with Mario, and we'll be ending it with Sora. In the last episode, we talked about Super Mario 64 as the game we played for Mario. But now, we need to talk about Donkey Kong. There are many choices for what game I could have played for Donkey Kong. There's the original arcade game, that's not even supposed to be the same DK. The original Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo would be a great choice, but I can't help but feel he's too overshadowed by Diddy Kong. So I decided to settle on Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. A game where you play as Donkey Kong throughout the whole thing and is full of personality. Just like most of the other mainline Donkey Kong games, Tropical Freeze is a 2D platformer collectathon and is the most recent game in the series, despite releasing in 2014, over 8 years ago now. I'm sorry, but did that just say 8? Bloody hell! The game was developed by Retro Studios for the Wii U after their success with Donkey Kong Country Returns, but for this video, I played its re-release on Switch. Hopefully one day soon we get another standalone Donkey Kong game. It's been far too long. In most Donkey Kong games, the main premise usually involves Donkey Kong's banana hoard being stolen with the occasional kidnapping thrown in to mix things up. But the stakes here feel much higher and more personal. Donkey Kong Island has been invaded by the Viking-like Snowmads. They managed to blow the Kong family to a far-off island and transform the island into their new snow-covered home base. Now Donkey Kong and Co must travel from island to island to recapture their home and defeat the Snowmads. The presentation in this game is absolutely phenomenal, easily one of the best looking games on the system. And with classic series composer David Wise returning for the game's soundtrack, it's one of the best sounding games as well. Each level has a song designed specifically with its theming in mind. The game is full of personality. Enemies are wacky and fun, all the characters are super expressive, especially during a boss encounter. Even the levels themselves ooze with charm, as some of them will literally dance with the music. And man, those levels truly deserve a spotlight. They are probably the most dynamic levels I've ever played in a 2D game. Maybe any game ever. You have dancing savannas, a level being torn apart by storms, a giant octopus chasing you. There's just a certain energy a lot of these levels give off with the way the platforms sway and move that I think it's best described as groovy. Even when levels get hectic, and trust me, they do get hectic, there's just a certain smoothness to just how everything moves. And despite all the moving parts, it all feels very natural. I'm never caught off guard or question why a certain part of the level behaved the way it did. Though certain levels definitely require fast reaction times, especially the minecart and rocket levels. These kinds of levels are a blast and the perfect way to mix things up. It's these levels where the music really kicks into high gear. These levels are frantic and fun, and with generous checkpoints throughout the whole game, it definitely helps prevent you from getting too overwhelmed. And lives are generous too. If you miss a collectible, it doesn't take much to sacrifice your current life to just try again. Speaking of collectibles though, the game is full of them. Each level has 4 Kong letters to find, and from 5 to 9 puzzle pieces as well. Collecting all the Kong letters in a single world unlocks a new extra challenging level to play, while collecting the puzzle pieces unlocks a new artwork. These collectibles add a very nice layer of fun to playing this level. They reward the player for exploring the level and trying new things. A lot of the puzzle pieces are locked behind these challenge rooms, where you have to collect all the bananas. They're alright. I like the pressure they make you feel as you try to get all the bananas in a time limit, but they do get a bit repetitive, and I wish there was a way to know if you've already beaten it on a repeat playthrough when you're hunting for collectibles. With everything I've gone over, it's all tied together by its excellent gameplay. DK has just the right amount of weight you'd expect from a gorilla without it feeling clunky or unnatural. In fact, Donkey Kong moves with a surprising amount of elegance at times. It can be downright majestic. Helping out DK in his adventure are Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong and Cranky Kong. You can find them in barrels scattered throughout levels, and DK will let them piggyback on him, giving him an extra ability, essentially acting as a power-up. This part of the game though is admittedly flawed, but not in a way that will affect your enjoyment. The fact is though, these characters were not created equal. Though Cranky has his niche with his pogo cane bouncing on spikes, Dixie Kong is by far the most useful character here. Each character has 3 unique effects, and Dixie Kong has the best of all 3. Her extra jump makes Diddy Kong's rocket hover completely redundant. Underwater, she lets DK move swiftly through the water at a constant high speed. And her special Kong move turns enemies into yellow hearts that stack on top of your current health that is completely unique to her. Diddy Kong's special move turns enemies into balloon lives, which is nice, but the game is pretty generous with lives already, since you get an extra one with every 100 bananas you collect. And trust me, you'll be collecting a lot of bananas in this game. Cranky Kong turns enemies into coins, which is by far the most useless one. Coins are spent at Funky Kong's shop. It can be handy if you're having trouble, as you can purchase special balloons and Kong barrels. But the game is generous enough with coins that Cranky's contribution is minimal. You can also purchase capsule toys as another thing to collect, and you can view each of them in an extras menu. It's completely random which one you get though. I bought 199 of them in one go using all the coins I had built up and got all of them but one. It's basically just the model viewer, which is neat, but I wish each toy came with a brief description of it. There's a lot to love about Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. There's so much in this game to grab your attention, and I've barely even touched on the completion rewards. This is DK at his best, and it was a no-brainer for me that I play this game for my DK game. Another option I guess would have been the prequel, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and in hindsight I could have made this a double feature. But Tropical Freeze just has more of those classic DK elements like Dixie Kong and Funky Kong, and the return of composer David Wise. I gotta be honest, this game is so fun. I'm having trouble writing the script because I find myself going back to the game and trying to complete some of the harder levels and unlock the relics. The game is easily available on Switch, so I highly recommend you give it a go. It doesn't matter if you play it to 100% or play it to beat the final boss, or just play it till you're satisfied. This game is definitely worth it. Next video will be on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, so if you want to see that video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button. And if you want to see me play through these games, you can follow me on Twitch at Mr. Nintendo 97, where I'm about to start playing through Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Until then, I bid you adieu.